Hello and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where today I'm back here at Paultons Park for yet another update on Tornado Springs, the new area opening in 2020. And as you can see, work is taking place behind me to install the roller coaster here in this new area. Now the coaster itself is a Mack ride spinning coaster and it will be called Storm Chaser. Now since I was last here on the site, a lot of work has also progressed on various other areas throughout the site, and we'll cover that in this video. Starting off with a look at that construction on Storm Chaser. Now RCS have built many different roller coasters throughout the world, and it seems like work has really progressed a lot since I was last here. You may remember from the last update early in September, it was more groundwork taking place, putting in all the footers, the foundations, ready before the actual columns and the track to go into place. So let's take a little walk around the site and have a look at what's happened since I was last here. Let's start off by taking a look at this drone footage from above Paultons Park, where we can see the overall coaster layout and also the track now in place inside the station. We can also see how the roof of the station building has gone into place. Ride Construction Service Worldwide are a German company that are erecting the coaster itself. They've already been on site for around 2 weeks, and as you can see from the footage, many different supports and also track sections have already been placed for Storm Chaser. As we can see, the section here will actually be part of the first drop of the ride. Once the lift hill is installed, it will connect to these track sections, creating a banked turn and leading down into the first drop. As the main pathway for the area runs underneath this section of the coaster, guests entering Tornado Springs will get a fantastic view of Storm Chaser running just above them. Here's some more shots of this first section of the ride. The area in between the two middle support columns will be home to the entrance archway to Tornado Springs. This will be close to the carousel and will then allow guests to walk underneath the roller coaster and down the main road and into the themed area. As you can see from outside the construction site, the track already dominates this part of the park. Work on the station building has progressed massively since my previous visit, with all of the station track now in place. This has also allowed them to start closing in the roof of the station by adding in the steel girders, followed by the theming. Along with this, the track that leads out to the lift hill has also now gone into place, along with the first section and also some of the mechanics for the lift hill chain. The colour scheme of Storm Chaser is certainly very vibrant, and I feel like it'll fit in great with the overall look of Paultons Park. We'll be back later in the video with more updates on Storm Chaser, but in the meantime, here's a look at some of the exterior work taking place on the Route 83 diner. Here we can see some fake brickwork has been added to the outside, along with the concrete floor and some wooden cladding going into place on the inside of the building. As the park starts to make this building watertight, we'll start to see more of the interior and exterior theming going into place. Of course, to do this, the park needs to make sure the building is fully closed in, including various different glass panels, windows and doors throughout both the shop that will be at the exit to the driving school and also in the Route 83 diner, the food and beverage outlet located in Tornado Springs. This steel structure will form part of the aerial walkway for Al's Auto Academy, and some of the theming items have already started to arrive in Tornado Springs, including a little surprise underneath the tarpaulin. Along with that, there'll be many different smaller items throughout the site, including various different wheels, car parts and so much more. In my opinion, this is a great move by Paultons Park, as adding various different smaller theming items certainly adds to the experience. Here we can see the foundations have now gone into place for Windmill Towers, the two different drop towers that will be located inside the area. Now let's go back to the construction of Storm Chaser, as when I visited on the 8th of October 2019, I was lucky enough to witness 3 different track sections going into place for this new Mack ride spinning coaster. Here we can see some of the track actually being prepared, ready to be lifted into place by RCS. As you can imagine, this is a very difficult task, with the angle having to be perfect to make sure it matches up with the track section. Here you can see a piece of track being brought over on the crane, ready to be lowered down into place before being fastened together. Each and every manoeuvre of the track pieces has to be done with precision, and as we can see here, the team are gently lowering the piece of track down. This is to avoid it knocking into any of the existing track that's already in place, or also the support columns. Lowering it down also means they can make sure they get the angle right. On each side of the track, you'll also notice a piece of rope. This is held by members of RCS down on the ground that are also helping to guide the track into place. It takes the team just a few minutes to lower this piece of track into place, and as we can see, it's nearly ready to be bolted in to the other existing track piece. Following this, more other sections will then go into place. The area that we're standing in now is actually part of the queue line for Buffalo Falls. This means that guests experiencing that attraction will get some fantastic views across Tornado Springs, and especially Storm Chaser. Here we can see a look at the brake run and track sections that lead into the station, along with an overview of the site looking towards the carousel. This also gives you an idea on how fantastic the views are going to be looking across to the area. Here's a track section down on the lower part of the site ready to be lifted into place, along with a bit of an overview of some more of the track sections that will be lifted into place over the next few weeks. Here's a look at yet another section of track being lifted into place on Storm Chaser. This is the section that connects on the left hand side to the piece that we saw being lifted in earlier on. Here we can see that it's not yet connected on the right hand side. This is because it needs the next piece of track to go into place before it can be bolted together. For now, it's being held by the crane, as we can see in this zoomed out footage. This also gives you a good idea on the size of this banked turn next to Buffalo Falls. It really is amazing to watch the team from RCS put this roller coaster together. It's certainly not an easy task making sure that all the different track sections and support columns all connect together to make sure that Storm Chaser runs smoothly. Here we can see the site is currently filled with various different track sections and supports waiting to go into place, including the lift hill that we can see here. Over the next few weeks, it's expected that all of the steel will be installed for Storm Chaser, and I look forward to returning to the site in the next few weeks to see the coaster complete. As you've seen throughout this construction update, work on Tornado Springs has progressed massively since I was last here at Paultons Park, especially with the construction of the roller coaster, Storm Chaser. It's coming on really well in there, and it's great to see RCS actually putting in some more of the track sections during my construction site tour today. Being a huge enthusiast, it's always very exciting to see a new roller coaster going up, but actually being there on the site as some of the track sections have been lifted in was absolutely fantastic. Over the next few weeks, RCS are going to be continuing to build the rest of the coaster. As you've seen from today, 3 track sections have actually gone up whilst I've been here at Paultons Park over a few hours, but they really are progressing at a rapid pace, and over the next few weeks we can expect to see the coaster itself finished. In terms of the rest of the area, of course you've got a lot more to go in, such as the drop towers, the driving school, the gyro swing, and so much more. But in this update we've really seen how the area is starting to come together. Just want to say a big thank you to the team here at Paultons Park for allowing me yet again to come and have another look at the site, and on site bringing you lots of updates for this new area. They are going to continue throughout the rest of 2019 and all the way into 2020 when Paultons Park are going to open Tornado Springs. It really is certainly very exciting to actually be working with the park bringing you these updates, and as you can see here from the entrance, you can just see the top of Storm Chaser over at the back there as well. Bear in mind there's still a couple more meters to go on that in terms of the lift hill, which is going to be located just next to it, and that's going to be going in over the next few weeks as well. So obviously from here at the entrance of the park, you're really going to get a very impressive view of the coaster once it's complete. And obviously you can see concept art and everything for it, but there's nothing like actually watching the build of the coaster itself and seeing the track go up. And I wasn't expecting to actually be able to see it as much as we can do from here at the entrance. So from next year when that's open and it's roaring around the track, it'll certainly be a fantastic welcome to Paultons Park. I'm Sean Sandbrook, thanks for joining me for another Tornado Springs update, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you soon.